Hello, book friends. Welcome to my channel, The Book Judge. Court is now in session. The book I want to talk to you about today is The Watchmaker's Daughter by Larry Loftis. My family and I have recently been trying to uncover as much World War II history as possible. I was thinking about this yesterday during July 4th celebrations, which took place all over the South where I live. We were at the New Orleans World War II Museum recently, and it's absolutely worth a visit, and it has piqued my curiosity again to World War II matters. I had two grandfathers who fought in that World War. I also had a great-grandfather who fought in World War I. So I am on the path to find good reading that tells me more about what I want to learn. When you're in high school, when you're in college, in a postgraduate, anything you learn about the World Wars are snapshots, and basically it's what the professor enjoys teaching. I want to know it all. I would highly recommend, if you have not been to the World War II Museum in New Orleans, please go. I think it does a very good job of presenting multiple perspectives. But since then, and before then, I have been reading about World War II. I'm very passionate about where I travel to, so I read about it, and when I get home, I read even more. And that's where I came across The Watchmaker's Daughter. Now, I know from growing up who this is going to be about. Kids around my age probably would have grown up with stories like The Diary of Anne Frank that would have been required reading, or even Corrie ten Boom's story. And this is actually about Corrie ten Boom, but the author is very thorough. He gives us a new perspective with so much dignity. He doesn't hide the truth, but he doesn't take things deeper than a fifth grader could handle. And we do need to know, and we do need to teach these things. And as an adult, this book was written for an adult. I absolutely enjoyed it. I absolutely recommend it. Larry Loftis, I've learned, is an exquisite researcher, and he documents everything just so beautifully in the back of his books, and his tributes are remarkable. This book I could not go to sleep on. Thankfully, I got it on a weekend, and I was able to read it in 24 hours. I have already sent this book to two other people who have called me up and thanked me for sending it to them because they loved it so much. So our children need to know what happened, because history can repeat itself. Recently, I was in Atlanta, New Orleans. I travel a lot, and I am seeing signs against anti-Semitism everywhere. Anywhere there's a big city, there is money being spent on billboards to say, let's not let this happen again, because it can and it will. And I will be reporting later this week about a children's book who brings up that very aspect. And I believe a major motion picture has been made based on this book. However, at this time, I am absolutely recommending The Watchmaker's Daughter. You will see quotes from Anne Frank in here, and an actress known as Audrey Hepburn, rather famous. And you will see their perspective. So you get several views of World War II. They are harsh, but they are true. But Larry Loftis does a marvelous job of telling the story without taking away the dignity of anybody in that. He even writes about the soldiers who began to wake up and realize, we are killing innocent lives. We have believed a lie. People in Holland hid German soldiers who wanted out of an evil regime. And he mentions this. He also wrote a book called The Princess Spy, and I am going to be dropping that title below. You can click on my links and get those books shipped to you right away. They're just that good. You're not going to be able to put them down. Read them as a family. They're absolutely fantastic. And so I give this one 2 thumbs up. I say absolutely go out and buy it. Click on the link below. You'll have it in your house in 2 days if you have a Prime membership. And I will also link the other Larry Loftis book I spoke of there. If you have not read The Hiding Place, I will link it. If you have not read The Diary of Anne Frank, that's usually required reading for maybe 5th or 6th graders. These days, maybe middle school, high schoolers. I would want for you to read those books. But this one links everything together, and you will love the research. You will love the other books that he recommends in here. You will love how articulate he is, and yet very relatable. If you can't get it, I can even link the audiobook for you. Sometimes when we're in the car, the SUV, the van, whatever we're in, traveling, we listen to books, and sometimes these are very profound things to do with your family. It allows for discussion, and it allows for this thought of, could this ever happen again? And we know that it could. We know that children are being sold into trafficking. Who is stepping up for their freedoms? Will you be inspired after a book like this? Good people have to stand up to evil every day, or we won't hold back the tide. We have to make a difference, and that's what this book encourages you to do. And I love it. I recommend it for very well-read elementary students, middle school students, high school students, and adults. This book was written for adults. It is keenly written, but it is absolutely relatable. This whole month, I will be focusing on people who've either lost their freedoms or never known freedom. I do not suggest anything that I have not read myself and thought about how I'm going to suggest it to you. So please know that when you subscribe to my channel, I'm someone you can trust. I'm someone that's looking out for eyes and ears of little ones. I'm someone who's looking out for the minds of a high schooler, of a college student, and adults. We don't need trash. We don't need false agendas being ramrodded down our throats. We need the truth, and we need to know what happened. So that's what I'm about. I'm about recommending books that tell you the truth. Some of the stories will lift you higher. Some of these stories that I recommend are just gut-wrenching, but we have to know the truth, and we have to read about it, and we have to take time to be students. Don't forget to subscribe, click like, it means a lot to me and my family. Let us stand up to evil and fight for those who can't fight for themselves. Let us care about human life. It is precious. So thanks for tuning in to my channel. I appreciate your time so much. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you next week with another book ready to go. You're gonna love this one. Take care. Bye.